Let's do it. I'm ready. So today's a big day. We're gonna fire up the.
Hold on, I'm not ready. And your tag's sticking out of you.
Oh my God, my tag's sticking out of my shirt.
You want to restart?
Yeah, go ahead. No, I'm good.
You good?
I don't need to restart. I don't edit my stuff. So we're gonna start CT's motor today.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this one. It should run really good.
This is the motor for the Carmagia.
Carmagia project.
Yeah.
We got a aluminum case here. We got a Forge 74 millimeter crank, Mahle 85.5 piston cylinders, some 501 cylinder heads that I poured in myself. Valve job, put guides in.
Yeah.
What else do we got in this little sucker?
Everything's brand new.
Yeah, everything's new on this motor. Aluminum case, CV Performance distributor, CV Performance breather, coil mount. We didn't use, we hid the coil behind the motor. Full float. It's got a filter, 30 millimeter pump, solid shaft rockers, single springs, but they're HD springs, web cam, web lifters. We got a brand new alternator, brand new pulleys, brand new belts, brand new sheet metal, all new fuel lines. We'll upgrade these maybe later to some braided lines. You don't really see them in the car, but maybe later we'll upgrade this braided. Parts availability right now sort of rough.
Yeah.
But we got an A1 exhaust on here, really sharp exhaust. A bunch of people have asked about that. I think that's about it. We painted the sheet metal on it. Anything else you can think of?
Yeah, I mean, you got the full flow system on there.
Mm-hmm.
The A1 exhaust. It's a complete brand new engine.
Yeah, I did all braided lines on it. I didn't use the rubber hose. Try to make it as nice as I possibly could. I need to make a bracket for here. This is just temporary. I'll make a bracket from here to here where it holds these lines off the exhaust. And we'll get it fired up today and just keep tuning it and make it a little sweeter. And you know how it works, like the Type 4 motor, it's a process.
Did we use a webcam for this one?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we got it from A&A.
Yeah.
And it's I'll have to look at the paperwork for the grind. But
80 something?
We used the 86C, I think, in the Type 4. I'm not sure of the part number. This is a pretty small grind.
Yeah.
I wanted to keep the cam fairly small and let the cylinder heads do the work. I want it to be very dependable. So, all right, well, let's see if it'll fire up.
All right.
And we did incorporate our fuel pressure gauge directly into the carburetor. I haven't done that before. Usually I mount it behind the motor.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool touch.
So that was pretty cool. We'll see how that works out. Some of the guys have noticed that these are sensitive to temperature. When it heats up, the gauge isn't accurate. So as long as the fuel pressure's set up and the motor's cool and we don't have any problems with the run, we'll be fine. So.
All right.
All right, let's give it some fuel. We got our box back here. started.
Yeah, it started right
I'm
up.
gonna look around because it started right up, so it scared me a little bit. Somebody told me that these stainless steel mufflers will smoke for a little bit. That's why the 911 or the Porsche motor did that.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of oil and stuff inside of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So-
can see that.
I'll have to burn off. I don't have any leaks though. They look good. All our lines look good.
Man, it started right up.
You see any? It's not a Type 4. Yeah, that's a Type 1. I want to break cam in a little bit though, so that's why I got the RPM up.
Yeah, it sounds good.
All right, we'll fire it back up. Looks pretty good. I want to check the timing, but I don't want to burn the wire, so.
Yeah, I need a little happiness. It's been a crazy few weeks, man. It's been a crazy few weeks.
Sounds great, man.
I think I'm dreaming. Woo! Man, look at it. Sitting there burning.
Oh, do the sweet one, man. Go, give it a rest.
All right, ready? Juicy. Juicy fruit. Feel tight. Feel tight. Starts right up.
1600 dependability, baby.
Yeah.
But it's 1700. Wow.
That's cool.
That's cool. I'm glad that's done. On to the next one. Who's next? I
The
guess we're doing another another Type 4 motor now.
yeah.
And the Ford motor in there I've got under the way.
Yeah, we got the Swamp Dragon engine in there.
Been building V8s in there. Hemis, Fords.
We got the Type 4 2.0.
Yeah, I need to get some bearings for that. Just some basic stuff, gasket kit. You know, we're gonna do a low budget build on that one.
Yeah. So you're gonna do the long block and you're gonna let me put the
I'll put it all together. You know, it doesn't
Okay.
really matter. Whatever. I mean, we'll work together.
all right.
You don't like to do all that stuff. I mean, we'll have to paint it, clean it. You know.
Yeah.
As soon as you get settled,
Okay, cool. Yeah, we
I'll get the long block built, and then we'll clean up the sheet metal. I mean, we're not gonna make it all ratty looking, so we'll have to clean all that, paint it, and
Yeah, it needs to look good.
we'll just try to do a minimum machine work, resurface the flywheel, you know, valve job the heads, fix whatever's wrong. I have one good cylinder head off the other motor. So if we have one bad head, that'll work out for us.
Yeah, so this is the engine out of the
Yeah, that's your Type 4.
the 1976
Mhm.
Porsche 914 2.0 Type 4.
Yeah, that's how they come in a box like that. That's the nuts and bolts.
Yeah, that's the nuts and bolts.
We'll go through it.
They should all be there.
We'll go through it.
There's still a few things out in the farm.
We need a camshaft too. We can do a scat cam on this if you want to do it a little cheaper, you know. Maybe work with scat on a cam and lifters for it.
maybe
Do the C25, you know, something small.
Okay.
And so it has a little bit of performance. You're probably gonna, you got a single carburetor for this, or is this fuel injected?
It came fuel injected.
Then we probably want to run it stock cam and keep the overlap as tight as possible.
Yeah.
Or talk to Webb, you know, and see if they have something that's, you know, designed for the fuel injection. You don't want to get the duration too wild on a fuel injection setup. It'll mess with the
Yeah,
map sensor.
it would be kind of cool to go with fuel injection.
Yeah, if you want to do that.
Experiment with that.
It's not really an experiment. You just have to, you know, get everything redone. If it ran decent, then, you know, everything more than likely will be okay.
Yeah.
Clean the injectors up. Obviously the brain works. But,
Or you can go with a whole new EFI system.
you could do, I want to try one of those Holley setups. You know,
Yeah.
we're going to do a 2-barrel as soon as the market gets back where we can get some parts.
Yeah.
And even if I got to build you an intake manifold, that's the way to go. Because I'd
Okay.
like to put that on all your stuff. That way you don't have to adjust the timing, anything. You know,
Yeah.
it does all that.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to have a car like that,
And,
especially
basi-
up in the mountains.
Yeah, it tunes off an O2 sensor.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you drive it up in the mountains, you get some elevation, it'll tune it automatically. You don't have to jet it. And
I saw one that had the manifolds like this,
Uh-huh.
and the injectors were right here.
yeah, that's the
You've seen
old,
those?
that's old school.
That's old school.
You know, that's really complicated to tune.
Yeah.
CB Performance makes a EFI4. It's their latest system, but
Okay.
you know, I see a lot of them for sale. I don't want to bash it, but you know, I'd rather go with the later Holley setup.
Yeah.
You know, it's compatible with your phone, your laptop. It's
That's
self-tuning.
Yeah, that'd be
And
neat. to have.
it's what a lot of the guys in the Volkswagen business are using now. Just not down here, but in California it's real popular. And I know
Yeah, they've got some elevation out there.
Dune Buggy Warehouse sells quite a few of them. They have an intake manifold. Rad Industries makes a really nice intake manifold for the EFI setup. It's just a really nice setup. I mean, you're $800, $900 into a set of carburetors.
Yeah.
And then if you tune them, you know, if you didn't have me as your buddy, you know, you'd have to pay somebody to tune them, take them apart, change
Yeah.
the Venturis, and, you know, jet them.
Yeah.
And
So you can get the EFI system.
I think the base kits,
1200 something?
no, $899.
Oh, that's not bad.
They even make a one barrel that's capable of supporting up to 300 horsepower, which I find sort of hard to believe.
Yeah.
But there's a couple different setups. But you know, Edelbrock makes one too. Maybe we could work with them on one of their setups
Yeah.
and try that. I know a lot of people use Holly, but I'd be willing to try the Edelbrock setup and make one of those work.
Yeah, that'd be fun, man. This thing sounds amazing.
Yeah, I got that one little oil leak. We'll go ahead and figure that out.
Yeah, that's just
Is
that
it that
fitting,
line right there?
that top fitting there. Just loose, probably.
Did you see it? It's leaking out of the
It was leaking right here.
Watch this up.
Right there in the middle.
Oh, okay. It's probably just could be a bad fitting.
Yeah.
It's leaking in the middle. We'll figure it out. China.
Pump them out of there.
Yeah, I sort of just figure a filter on the sump there,
Yeah.
and then I'll change your plate out to your billet plate you bought.
Okay.
I really don't like putting those on till you're ready to go because the motor's on the ground ever.
Yeah.
It just destroys it. This one's leaking already anyway, though. It's about one of the nuts leaking, so. But.
Well, we can leave it on the stand for a little while, right?
Oh yeah, I'll tune it in. You know,
And
like I
then-
did Type 4, I'll run it a little bit. We
Yeah.
get the cylinder head temperature gauge. I'll plumb that on the motor. If you want to get an oil pressure gauge or anything, I'll put all that in. You know,
Okay.
we just wanted to get it started up so you felt better,
Yeah.
and so you know it runs and everything's good.
Yeah, I had a good feeling it was gonna run.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, Type 4s, I don't do those every day.
Right.
And we ran into some problems with the ignition.
Yeah, you worked through it.
Yeah, we had the distributor issue on this motor. I built the new 09 for this one, so this runs really good now. And then the other thing I'd like to do on this is also plumb a gauge in and a regulator.
Yeah.
We have a straight fuel pump, and I think the fuel pressure really is critical when you have these Weber carbs. They don't like anything over 3 pounds of fuel pressure, and it just
Yeah.
it messes with the tune.
Yeah.
So
So we got another pump and gauge for this one too.
yeah, we got a whole setup in there, so we'll plumb it once we decide. I got to rebuild the tranny, and then we'll get this bolted in the
So
car.
it'll be basically like this gauge here.
Yeah, I can incorporate it on the carburetor there, or I can I probably put it somewhere else where we can see it in the 914, you know,
Yeah.
because it's so confined in there.
Yeah.
So this will be right when you open the deck lid, you'll be able to see everything.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm going to clean this up a little bit. This is just temporary, this breather here.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to run a hard line either behind here, route it back, and make it real clean and go down there.
Yeah, this looks a little funky.
Yeah, that's just temporary.
It's just temporary.
So we'll
Everything else looks awesome.
we'll get some fittings and take care of that and probably do it out of aluminum, polish it up so it looks really nice. And just
Mhm.
dump it out of the bottom there and put a filter on it.
Okay.
So, and that'll clean that up.
So it's breathing here and here.
Yeah, no valve cover breathers. I like to breathe them from the case if I can, you know, not let the pressure get all the way out there.
Yeah.
It's making all the pressure here, you know, the back of the pistons, and it's forcing it down the push rod tubes. So if you can eliminate it here, instead of waiting for it to get all the way to the valve covers, it just, it's easier.
Yeah.
And this motor's not gonna have a lot of blow by. It's a 1600 basically, you know. It's not a big engine, so you got a lot of cylinder wall thickness, very dependable.
Right.
You got really good piston cylinders. They're really hard. I know a lot of people debate the mollies, but if you have a Rockwell tester or even a punch with a spring in it,
Mm-hmm.
you can center punch the top of the piston cylinder, and an AA cylinder is very soft, and it'll leave a big dent.
Oh,
Where if you center punch a SEMA or a Mahle piston cylinder, it's very hard, and there's benefits to both of them. On a motor like this, it's going to have dependability and longevity is my main goal when I built it.
Yeah.
I want the best piston cylinder that I can get, the most rigidity, and the malls give me that. If I'm building a performance motor and I'm gonna raise the compression and abuse the motor a little bit, maybe put some boost to it, I want the A&As because they swell up. They'll move before they crack. These will break.
Interesting.
And I used to break the SEMA cylinders right at the top when I turboed my car, and when I went to the Autocraft cylinders we used to use, and the A&A are pretty much the same composition. They get bigger at the top. They basically balloon and they don't break.
Wow.
So, you know, there's benefits to everything.
Yeah.
But given the choice, I always pick the better part. You know, I want you to have a nice motor, so.
I think this is probably one of the nicest motors around right now.
Yeah, well, it's it's a small motor. It's not a real big motor, but it's going to run really good. It'll surprise a lot of people.
Yeah.
Just like the bus does.
Yep.
But I tried to spend a lot of time on cylinder heads. I did a lot of port work to them, so that's where a lot of the power comes from. And then the webcams, man, they're awesome.
Yeah.
You know, they just match. You know, they seem to match the combination really good. There's a lot of different grinds, so you can really pick the duration you want, the opening and closings, and
Yep.
you know, get the cylinder to fill the way you want. So this motor's got compression too. That's why it says snappy. Remember we went with 9.5.
Yeah.
And I ended up making it right at 9 even. You know, at the end, it came out to 9.0. But still considerably, you know, it's got some compression in it. And it's got a really good exhaust system, really good cylinder heads, and it's all matched parts. So it's, you know, you can tell when you rev it up, it gets on that cam, man. It's like, it's
you
going to
can
be
hear it.
very crisp.
Sounds
And
awesome.
I love this exhaust, man. Maybe one day when I grow up, I'll get one of these.
Yeah.
But,
We'll get you one.
it's awesome, dude. Got an awesome sound, really
Mhm,
does.
it
I can't
does.
wait to put it in the car and drive it, man. Yeah, it's like that's the best reaction.
I know.
I mean, rubbing it up on the stand's cool, but you know, seeing your face when you drive it in the car, and you know, it's been a while since I drove my bus. I started working again last week,
Yeah.
and I got to drive the bus, and I was like, man, I miss driving it. You know, I really like the motor in it, and you know, it's sort of cool.
Yeah, I remember when you
It's-
took me for a ride in it.
It's not a huge engine or anything, but
Smooth.
these little motors,
Mhm.
you know, they were my thing for a long time. I mean, I build big engines, but a lot more people are in the small motor market than they are the real big motor.
Yeah, it's more practical.
Well, I don't know how practical. I don't think the price is too much. You know, the separation of price isn't that great, but
Right.
as far as drivability, and I think for, you know, the motor lasting, I think, you know, the smaller you can make the motor, you know, obviously the less stress the parts are going to have.
Right.
So, and we got good parts in this. We got good forged rods, good forged crank. So it's a very strong engine. So,
Cool.
we're gonna fire it up one more time before
All
we
right.
part
Let's hear it.
ways. Whoa!
Uh-oh. Take two.
Yeah, booty. I know I'm still recording over here, but
Are you?
if you guys made it this far, thanks for watching.